Hi guys, welcome back to another painting process video of mine. This time I'm going to paint a rose, based on a photo I took myself. It does not have too many petals, so it's not too overwhelming to paint. And the range of colors are also pretty straightforward, basically yellow and pink for the flower, and some green shades for the stem and leaves. Here I have the drawing ready on my watercolor paper. You can download the photo and drawing template for free by signing up to my template library. So let's get to the painting process. I'm starting out by loosely blocking out the yellow areas with the mix of yellow and raw umber. I'm using the Mungyo 48 colored pen set here. As you can see in the photo, the rose is generally very light in color. It's almost white in the outer petals. The yellow shades are focused more or less in the center section, and some bright pink on the edge of the petals. For areas that are white, I applied a very diluted yellow mix. For the pink areas on the edge of the petals, I first wet the surface with some water. Then gently drop in some ochre pink. And then I blend it with a damp brush to get a soft gradient. I apply more paint if the color is too pale. So I'll continue to do the same for all the pink areas. After blocking out the yellow and pink sections in the first round, I now applied the second layer of color for the midtones and shades. I'm applying a medium yellow at the moment, but I think it's a bit bright. So I'm going to mix in some raw umber. Yeah, I think I prefer a raw umber and yellow mix for the shading. So I will continue with this color combination. Another way to mix a darker shade of yellow or something close to brown is to use purple, like what I'm doing here. When painting petals, always make sure that your brush stroke follows the curve of the petal. I'm using some opera pink for the shades as well, because I like the orangey pink when it mixes with the yellow. When it comes to the middle section, where many petals kind of wrap around each other, I have to be more careful and paint more slowly. Even though there are not too many layers of petals here, I still want to make sure that each petal is clearly defined, separated from one another. So I continue to add yellow and pink shades to all areas where necessary. For areas that needed more paint, I just went back in to add more. Moving on to the green parts, for the stems and leaves, I'm taking a slightly loose approach. I'm starting off with sap green for the stem, and I will adjust the shades accordingly later using colors like Opus green and indigo. I'm blending in some Opus green now, and this one is with a bit of indigo for a darker tone. Added some raw umber for a warmer yellowish green. For the leaves, I'm mixing Hocus green and indigo and then just filled up the leaves. As I'm using 300 GSM cotton paper from Arches, it's quite textured on the surface. So the brush needs a bit more water to be able to apply the paint more evenly. Drop in more paint on areas to create subtle shades for now. Dropping in some raw umber as well. So I'm not exactly following the colors on the reference photo, but kind of use my artistic sense to make color choices and decisions. Coming back to the rose, for the last round of shades and tone adjustment. This is the time to further enhance shades and intensify colors wherever necessary. I used more of opera pink rather than raw umber to paint the shades at this stage because I want the entire rose to look warmer and, well, more pinkish in a subtle way. Usually at this stage of the process, I don't really look at the reference photo anymore. I add the colors and adjust tones based on one thing, that is to make it look good and pretty and still make sense. Again, if you would like to practice painting this rose, the photo and template can be downloaded from my subscriber-only library. You can sign up for free using the link in the description below. And if you like what you are watching, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel or share it with your friends. To create some texture to the petals, I apply some quick and fine strokes on the petal using just a little paint on the brush. These lines are very light and subtle. They don't have to be thick and prominent. Lastly, back to the stems and leaves. Still using the Hooker's Green and Indigo mix, I'm now adding shades and creating veins on the leaves. This is how I usually paint leaves, and I will repeat the same steps for the rest of the leaves here. So I will stop at this now and say it's done. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next. Bye!